Shri Gurubhyo Namah Harihi Om. So, we stopped in the second story. The second story was this, that there was a jackal called Gomayu, and he saw a very good feast in front of him. There was a skin and all that, so he thought there is a very great feast in front of him. So after seeing that, he tore open that skin and entered it, thinking there will be a lot of food for him. But what he found was only wood and sticks, something. That's all. So there is only skin and wood, nothing else. The only thing he lost is his jaw. His jawline got broken. So this is the story Damanaka was explaining to Pingalaka. So you have to hold on to some courage. Just listening to some sound, you should not be afraid. Even if you don't have the courage, at least the people around you, they have some courage. At least hold on to that courage. This is what he want to mean by saying that story. Now Pingalaka says, do you see anyone who is not afraid in my group? Huh? Everyone is afraid, and you say at least have the courage with shadowed existence. How can I be having that kind of courage? Damanaka says, see, there is a simple rule. Yatha Raja, Tatha Praja. Like the king, the citizens also are like that. So you are afraid, therefore they are afraid. So show some patience and show some courage. They'll be also okay. Because in whose hand a thing goes, according to that, it becomes a good or bad. Like if a horse or a weapon or the scriptures or for the instance, the music instrument or the speech or man or woman, anything for that matter. If it goes in the hand of an expert, then good. If it goes in the hands of a useless fellow, that becomes a waste. So, in whose hand they are getting treated, that is what is important. So, you should have, if you show some courage and display that courage, even if you don't have, if you have fear, display some courage, then they'll also be okay. So, gather it, sit properly till I go and find what it is. Okay, that is what he says. Now, when he said, I will go and find what the noise is, Pinkalaka was like, you decide to go and see what that is? Damanaka says, what is the surprise here? For a servant, whatever the master says is the point. He should not waver. If the master says go, he should have to follow it. For a servant who serves the master properly, for him nothing is impossible. If the master commands him to enter the mouth of a snake, he will do it. If the master commands to cross over the ocean, difficult ocean, he will do it. Another point, he just adds on. Another point, master who wants greatness should never give up that kind of a servant. You should have to hold on to him. You should have to encourage him and give him goodies. So, after saying this, Pingalaka said, okay, he cannot give up his stature also. So Pingalaka said, okay, if you desire to go, you can go. Let peace be upon you, and let there be the path be auspicious to you, and all that he blesses him and he lets him go. And Damanaka also salutes him and leaves the place. Okay, and follows the sound, tracks the sound, where the origin of sound. So from where the sound emerges from. Okay, now Pinkalaka, after seeing Damanaka going, he is now a little restless. Why? He started thinking, did I do a mistake of sending this fellow? No. He is arguing with himself inside. No, I expressed too much of my personal feelings in front of this boy. So, what if this fellow goes to that person and double crosses me? He becomes a servant to that person also and comes with him to attack me. That will be a problem, because No, you should have to trust yourself, trust these people. You cannot go on living a life without a trust. All that he is thinking. No, his original self says, no, you cannot go on trusting everyone, because even a strong person, if he trusts everyone, he can be destroyed by a weak person. And if a weak person, even a weak person, if he doesn't trust anyone, he cannot be even conquered by a strong person. So we have to be very careful. See, you should not blindly trust even the words of Brahaspati. Even the words of Brahaspati, if you want to have a long life, a happy life, and a great life, you should be very careful. So what should I do? Okay, now trust is something. Okay, did you want him to give it in writing? No, 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 no. Don't even believe that. Even if it is given in writing, you should not believe that. You should not trust that, because something, a peace agreement given in writing by Indra to Vrutra. But still, what happened finally? The same Indra who gave a peace agreement, went for a truce, killed this fellow, who? Vrutra, the Asura, the demon called Vrutra, by cheating him, using not using a weapon or any instrument, because that is the in the agreement. So he used a backbone of somebody, and killed him. And the same Indra, because the Diti, the mother of all the demons, she trusted Indra, and because of that, Indra used the trust and destroyed her pregnancy. So we should be very careful. We should not trust everyone and anyone. So thinking all this, this fellow said, okay, now I will go to a separate place and stay there and look at a path in which Damanaka went. If he comes with the enemy, I will run away from here. Otherwise, we'll see what happens. Okay, thinking all this, he went to another place and stayed there alone. Okay, now in this situation, Damanaka, what happened to Damanaka? Damanaka went to this place of sound, the noise, wherever this noise came from. Then he saw Sanjivaka, bull. Oh God, good heavens, thanks. It is just a bull. And this fellow, this idiot, this Pingalaka, he was afraid of this bull. The sound of this bull, the roar of this bull. Oh, good thing it is. Actually, if the king is in trouble, it is good. Because what I will do is, I will make this Pingalaka and Sanjivaka friend, and I will reap the benefits. But don't you, in his mind, the mind voice, it says, don't you see the king is in trouble? Oh, troubled king, and king in grief is good. Because even if you are from a great lineage, or you are a well-wisher of the king, he won't listen to your words. But a king in grief and pain will listen to your words. And for a minister, a king in grief and pain is a blessing. He can solve the problem and reap the benefits. So I will do that also with him. Thinking all that, Damanaka came back to where Pingalaka was seated. Okay, Pingalaka saw him coming alone. Therefore, he had to keep up his status and stature, right? So he came to that place and sat waiting for Damanaka. Damanaka came, saluted, and came to that court, saluted, and went to this corner wherever he was seated earlier. He went and sat there. He didn't open his mouth. What will we do? We will go and find, when we are asked by someone, we go there, find, and then come and report. Hey, I saw. No, Damanaka didn't do that. Why? Is he an idiot or an arrogant? No. He's a very smart person. That is why. Because it is said, Janatopi medhavi jaravat loka, na prashtam krasichit bruyat. Don't open your mouth without being asked. Now, everyone wants to give free fund advice to everyone else. In WhatsApp, everyone messages everyone. If you have this problem, just solve, use this, that. You should not do that. Until and unless you are not asked, you should not answer. Damanaka knows this rule. So he just went and sat there. And Pingalaka was like, what is this fellow is going to open his mouth or what? What should I do now? Finally, Damanaka, you went to find that what that noise is. Did you see? Did you find out what it is? Finally asks. And Damanaka, what will you answer? Yes, it was just, no, Damanaka said, yes. Yes, sir, I saw. That's all. He didn't elaborate. Oh, really? Pingalaka says, really? Damanaka said, of course. How can I lie in front of your lordship? Is there anyone who has the strength, the courage to lie in front of the king? No. No one should lie in front of the king or God, because definitely you will be punished. And Manu, a great man, he says in his text that the king is an embodiment of God. In fact, embodiment of all the gods. When he is creating something, doing something, he is beginning something, he is Brahmaji. When he is protecting the people, he is Vishnu. When he is destroying the enemies, he is Shiva himself. So, embodiment of all the gods. And that is how he should be seen. He should not be seen otherwise, as a mere mortal and all that. Manu's face. And not just that, there is a difference, there's a speciality between the god and the king. The king is special. How so? See, if you say a lie or a truth, if the king finds out it's a lie or it's a truth, then he will immediately punish you or reward you accordingly. But even you cannot lie in front of God. Even though you lie in front of God, God immediately understands that it's a lie or it's a truth. But he is not going to punish you or reward you immediately. He'll punish you or reward you at an appropriate time later. So that is the specialty. King will do it immediately. Good or bad, he will do it immediately. So I cannot I cannot say any lie in front of you. Okay. Pingalaka says, okay. Probably you saw. Yeah, I don't doubt you. Probably you saw. And seeing you are so weak, that fellow, whoever that is, he probably let you go. Because what is Damanaka? Damanaka is just a jackal, right? And what is jackal? Jackal is few bones and a very few flesh, a very little amount of flesh, right? So what meat will the enemy get who wants to eat this meat? So you'd have said, okay, get lost. Because it is said, the great people always fight with equivalent. They have their enemy who are equally powerful. They don't treat these people as enemies who are cheap, who are weak. Because we see the powerful wind, which can even uproot the tree, will not even harm the grass, because the grass surrenders, salutes, just bends completely, prostrates in front of that wind. So the wind leaves it. We know this, we see this. So, and another example is the elephant goes to drink water in the pond, and while going, it destroys the flowers and plants around, and it disturbs the water and all that, because of which the bees and bugs which are around, they get disturbed. They go and kick and hit this elephant. But what does elephant do? It just poo-poos them, and it doesn't even treat them as an enemy. It doesn't even give them any importance even for their existence. It just goes on its job, because a powerful one will only treat another powerful one as the enemy. This is the rule, right? So that is why he probably left you. This is what Pingalaka said, and we'll see what he did later. Harihi Om.